Diatonic notes are the notes in the major scale. Diatonic intervals consist of notes that appear unaltered in the major scale. Here's the C major scale written in 2 octaves. All these notes appear in the C major scale without alteration, so they're all diatonic intervals to the note C. If any of the scale notes are altered like these, they would not be diatonic intervals. Diatonic intervals are either perfect or major. The perfect intervals are unison, fourth, fifth, and octave. All other diatonic notes are labeled as major. As notes repeat in higher octaves, perfect and major remain the same. Here the perfect and major intervals are placed in a table. This interval has a C as the lowest note. Since C is the lowest note in the interval, we'll use the C major scale. This interval has a C on the bottom and A on top. Looking at the C major scale, we see the note A is a note that appears in the C major scale, so we know it's a diatonic interval. So starting on C, the note on the bottom of the interval, we'll count up to A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We see A is scale degree 6. So we know the interval is a sixth. Diatonic intervals are either perfect or major. Perfect intervals are unison, fourth, fifth, and octaves. All other diatonic intervals are major. A is scale degree 6, which is not unison, fourth, fifth, or octave, so we know it's major. The name of this interval is a major sixth. Let's do this again, only this time with F on the bottom instead of C. Here we have F on the bottom and D on the top. Since F is the bottom note of the interval, we'll use the F major scale. First, we see the top note, D, is a note that appears in the F major scale. So once again, we know it's a diatonic interval. Let's count up scale degrees to D, starting on F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D is scale degree 6. We have a sixth again, just like before. In the first example, we determined a diatonic sixth is a major interval because it is not one of the perfect intervals. So now we already know, anytime you have a sixth that is a diatonic interval, it will always be a major sixth. This time, let's start with G as the bottom note, then add a major sixth above it. We'll use the G major scale since we know G is the note on the bottom of this interval. To find the major sixth above G, count up the G major scale to scale degree 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E is scale degree 6 in the G major scale, a diatonic interval, so E is the major sixth above G. Let's look at some more diatonic intervals in the next lesson.